Okay, we're live. We're live, live and in person, in fact. So good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday afternoon. We are officially over the hump because it's past noon, at least for this week. Unless you work weekends, then I guess you're not over the hump. But hopefully you get some time off, even if you're like us and building entrepreneur-like businesses. So anyway, today we are going to be diving into one of my favorite topics, and a topic that actually is super helpful for you and stumps a lot of people. And so before I introduce that topic, I'll just bring on my co-host, Ronan Rahaman. He'll probably introduce it because he likes to do that. So
yes, I just take over the show every
you
time.
totally like doing that. I know you do. So don't deny it. Don't deny it.
No. And I still haven't gotten over the hump. So
are you going to work Saturday and Sunday?
Probably, yeah.
So your hump's like tomorrow at this time.
It is, but you know what? I'm all in creation mode, so it's all good. Hey,
right.
So we're doing message to market, not that we did that Monday. We're doing messaging rather.
Oh, and you're the one that likes to introduce the show. You don't even know what topic we're doing today.
Just call me Mumble Mouth.
All right.
Anyway, we are talking about messaging today, which is everything that we've been working up to, because, up until now we've been, putting on our best suit to go out there and talk to people. And now we're going to go talk to people. So
do people wear suits or polo shirts and T-shirts like us?
You know what? The fashion definitely has changed since I started going out there. And I'm happy with the way things are, especially in the 106 plus degree weather of Las Vegas.
No kidding.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody should know that we are live. Let me just put in a little reminder there. So check us out, ask questions, make comments, and we'll definitely get back and answer you. If not on the show, then we'll circle back. And with that, Brian, I'm going to leave it to you.
I appreciate that. Okay. So messaging, magical messaging. This is an area, this is a topic that, hold on, I'm going to just do something here. Okay. That oftentimes stumps people. It's like, okay, I've met somebody online. I have a connection already that I've had for a while online. What do I say? How do I say it? It can be daunting, in fact. So we're going to try to take that daunting out of the equation for you today. And I'm going to share with you very specifically, apparently right now, because my screen is about to be shared, the messages, some of the messages that we use in our business and for our clients. So go ahead and share my screen. That's so awesome. It's like we are in each other's brains now, Ronan. All right. So connecting and messaging. So for a lot of you and a lot of us, we want to make some new connections. So let's talk about that. And take a screenshot of this, write it down, post it as a Post-it note on your monitor. This is the key right here for all of your messaging, especially making a new relationship. It's to make it about the other person, make it all about them. And I'm going to show you some very simple ways you can do that. It is not that difficult. It doesn't take a whole lot of thought once you have the knowledge that you're about to have. So here's how we make a connection request on LinkedIn specifically. And the reason that we can do it so simply is because we've done all that other work that Ronan mentioned earlier today on this call by dressing up our profile, by honing in our messaging with our headline. Because when we make a connection request on LinkedIn in particular, our photograph and our headline is attached to whatever message we send to somebody, even a connection request message. So the person knows a little bit about you without even having to view your profile. And so all we need to do is just simply say, hey, let's connect on LinkedIn. And that's kind of what we do. So I'll read this to you in case you can't see it on your iPhone or whatever you're looking at. This is a message that was sent out on behalf of our client, Joe Kennemore. Simon, hope you're doing well. Let's connect here on LinkedIn. Joe, that's it. Now, how is this making it all about the other person, Simon in this case? Well, a couple ways. Number one, we've used Simon's name in the message, right? That's the sound that everyone likes to hear is their name. So we use his name in the message. That's number one. Number two, we use this very powerful word called you, Y-O-U. The words you and your are really powerful words because it inherently makes whatever you're saying about the other person, right? Positive or negative. In this case, it's neutral. So we just say, hey, hope you're doing well, Simon. Let's connect here on LinkedIn. And Joe's headline is being seen by Simon. He may make a decision right away just to connect based on that, or he may decide to click over and look at Joe's profile, or he may decide to ignore it. But either way, you do not need to do anything more than that very simple connection request message once you've done the work that we've talked about the rest of this week. Okay, next. So what do you do after somebody accepts your connection request? What we do is we send a simple thank you note. So here's Ronan sending a simple thank you note to John Norris saying, hey, John, thanks for connecting. Again, using John's name. I hope all is well with you. That's that magical word you. And business is good at Allegiance. Allegiance is the company John works for. So there's three very not so subtle in our view, but subtle ways that we've made a simple thank you note about the other person. We've used their name, we've used the word you, and we've used the company name that the person works for. And so there's three ways, and just this short little message that make it all about the other person. And that is well received. It is different. I'll tell you why. I mean, you've experienced this, I'm sure, yourself, when you connect with somebody new and all of a sudden they just start slamming you, spamming you with sales messages and things like that. That's not making it about you. That's making it all about the other person. And oftentimes, I don't know about you, but for us, that just doesn't feel right. And so it's that simple. Let me show you another strategy that we use to keep the conversation going and build these relationships up into something that might amount to something positive. One of the techniques that we use is something called sourcing third-party content, or curating. You may have heard that word, curating third-party content. Let me turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. I always forget to do that. But it reminds me that we're live. Anyway, so one way to do that is you go to Google and you do a couple of different searches for things that might be of interest or value to the person that you've connected with. And all you simply do is you find an article or a blog post or a video or some kind of content that might be of interest to the other person, and send it to them. And with a note, and maybe even asking a question. Like in this case, Ronan asks John, have you experienced what this article is describing? What's your strategy for going after these dollars? And there's just a link to this article he found on a blog, it looks like. And that's it. And again, it just shows them you've taken a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra care in finding something that might be of value to that other person. Now, I'm going to also mention something. You might be thinking, my gosh, this is going to take forever to do this for every single person that I connect with. And you're right. It can take forever, which is why earlier this week, I mentioned campaigning, right? You want to do a campaign. So if you're campaigning to a particular type of person, you can send all of those people the same exact article, the same exact note, just change their name out, change their company name out, and you can knock these out much faster than having to find an article unique for every single person you've connected with. So that's another benefit, if you will, of running your connection requests like a campaign. You can always change it later, right? You can run a campaign for a particular type of a person for a couple of months and then switch it for the next couple of months. And you can use the same content, the same article over and over and over again, and it'll still feel to the other person that it's special and unique because of these strategies that we've just shown you. All right, moving on. Here's what can happen. John, in this particular case, thanks Ronan for sending the articles. And without Ronan even asking to have an appointment with John, John provides his calendar link, his email address, his phone number, and says, hey, let's just jump on a call together. I'd love to learn more about what you do. So that's pretty awesome. That does happen. Okay. If it doesn't happen overtly, here's what you can do after maybe sending a couple of these types of messages is ask for an appointment. And this is how we do it. We use the person's name. Hey, it's great being connected. Hema, in this case. I'd love to find out more about what you do and your work at your company. And if you have time, let's have a quick 15-minute chat. And you can either message me back and we can confirm a day or time, or click my calendar link below and book it yourself. So that's a very simple, to the point message about setting up an appointment, why you want to set up that appointment. And it works very, very effective. It works very well. So you don't need to send, your whole sales pitch in these messages. You want to develop a relationship with these people that you're connecting with, in the hopes that some of them are going to be a good fit for you and for them. And that's how we do it. So those are some very specific messages and strategies that we use. I hope you took some screenshots of these things. You can copy them, make them your own, preferably making them your own. And it avoids the usual, unfortunately, like weird stuff. We've all received those messages on LinkedIn, like, hey, your profile came up as a recommended connection because we have things in common. I'm crossing my fingers that you'll accept my connection request. I mean, come on. That's just like baloney. And everybody knows it's baloney. So don't do that. So that's why we're sharing this with you, so that you can stand out from the crowd and look professional and develop some really good relationships out there. So that's what I wanted to share today, Ronan. I'm going to come back here to, full screen, not show my email. Yeah.
Let's say hi.
Hi. Hi, Ellen. Thanks for being here.
And I also wanted to remind everybody that on the 27th of August, we have a big deal coming up.
We do. We have a 2-hour workshop where we're going to be teaching our entire process, actually, for how we generate sales appointments for ourselves and our clients. And if you're interested in learning more about it, please fill out the form at guaranteedappointmentslive.com, and we will get you the information so that you know how to enroll yourself into that event. Both we have a virtual option as well as an in-person option. We're limiting the space. We have a space that'll hold about 70 people, but we're limiting the in-person size to only 25, so we can all physically distance but socially connect. So is how we like to phrase it.
I appreciate you saying that.
With masks on, of course. But yeah, we do our part to remain safe. But look, we also do our part to remain in business. So it's possible, right? It's
possible. It's not just possible, it's probable.
Yeah.
So, just get out there and with these daily lessons that we do, you can get by. You can also do the DIY version where you would come and we'll teach you. And like, I don't like to do my landscaping, even though I know how to do it. Hire a landscaper. You can hire us too. So
my landscapers were here this morning. They did all the hedges and lawn. And check this out. I apparently had a leak in my sprinkler system. They fixed that for $40. Like,
right.
Wow.
Right.
Like that would have taken me like 2 or 3 hours to figure out how to fix that.
Well, here's the thing. So
I just paid him $40. It's like, oh, are you kidding me? That's awesome.
I've done my own landscaping. It's not just that. It's like you go to Home Depot, you get the part, you get home, it's like, crap, it's the wrong part. So you got to go back to Home Depot, right? For something that they have all the parts for and they just get done. So that's always an option. But if it is something that you want to do on your own, this live event that we're going to do is going to teach you how to do that. It's a more robust version of what we're teaching you here. And so please do, join us. It'll be fun too.
It will be.
So tomorrow we're going to do the Sales Navigator, right?
Come on, announcer. Come on. Yes, we will. Yeah, we're going to show you how to use not only Sales Navigator to find people to connect with, but also the free LinkedIn search. And we obviously use Sales Navigator. You'll probably be convinced to use it as well after tomorrow's training. But We're going to show you how to find people to connect with on LinkedIn. There's some really cool and powerful strategies that we have discovered over the years that we've been doing this that are not obvious. They're just simply not obvious. And I think you'll be impressed. So tune in tomorrow here or wherever you're watching this right now, and we'll teach you that stuff.
All right. Well, I just want to give one little shout out to Jason Starbuck. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. And tomorrow we will be back with that lesson. And with that, Brian, I think it's time to let everybody go back to work.
Let's do it.
All right, man. We'll catch you later.